Hi, I'm Jeff Sater with Lightning Estimates, and today I'm going to show you how to get started using our software. So the first thing you want to do is go to lightningestimates.com, look for this login button right here on the upper right-hand side of the page, click on that, and go ahead and log in. At that point, it will take you to the first screen where you can create an estimate or you can access saved estimates. Today, I'm just going to create a single estimate and show you how easily and quickly this can be done. So click on create an estimate and this will bring you up to the first page where you put in the property. We'll put a $500,000 single family detached property. I'm going to use a local zip code for me in Leesburg, Virginia. At that point, you could do purchase or refinance. I'm going to do a purchase and it defaults to sale with mortgage. That's really all you need to see. There are other drop downs, but sale with mortgage is what you're going to be using. Then you go to the type of loan, whether it's conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, fixed or ARM. So we'll do a conventional fixed. And you'll notice that it defaults to a 30-year term. The other terms are also in here. It also shows you different loan programs. Home Ready from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac Home Possible, and the bond programs for each individual state, and also a no mortgage insurance option. Today, we'll just go with the standard program, so it defaults to none. You don't have to do a thing. We'll put in an 85% loan to value. This gives us a 425 loan amount, and we'll assume the DTI, the debt to income ratios, are 25 and 35. It defaults to DU approve eligible. You have other options, but you're good with this. It's going to cover just about anything you do. We'll put in a credit score for the borrower, in this case 750, and a monthly income of, we'll say $10,000. There is the option to add extra borrowers if you want, and at that point you would need to add their credit scores as well. The borrower declarations are defaulted to they've owned a home in the last 3 years, they're not self-employed, not bankrupt, no foreclosures last 7 years, and they intend to occupy the property. And you can see those right here at the bottom. So we'll click to go to the next page, and I just want to make note of one thing. You'll see a green arrow right here under details. That green arrow tells you that you have done everything correctly. You'll see the green arrows also going down the left-hand side. If you haven't done everything correctly, there's going to be a red X and you're missing something. So we click to go to the next page, which is the payment page, and you'll see that there is a caution sign. It looks like an orangish yellow. In any case, it's got a little sign there that says we haven't done everything, and you can see the red X's. Let's throw in a 7% interest rate. You can change the days of interest if you want. It does default to 15 days, but if you wanted, say, 5 days, simply plug that in. The hazard insurance, we'll assume $80 a month, which is $960 a year. But if we said, oh, you know what, the hazard insurance is $1,100, we can change it here, and it changes the monthly. Same thing with the real estate taxes. If we plug in $5,000 for the annual taxes, it shows the monthly at $416.67. You'll see that all of the mortgage insurance options have popped up. We're just going to go with a borrower monthly MI, but you have the option to do single payment MI as well. So everything's done here. Here's our green arrow. We go to the next page. This is the simplest page of all. You don't have to touch a thing. Everything is defaulted to what would be used on a purchase. With a refinance, then you can look at a refinance, a reissue rate. But in this case, it's got an Eagles owner policy, the Alta policy. Closing protection letter is marked yes. All you have to do is click Submit Title Products. Before I do that, I do want to note that it says settlement service closing fees are not available for closing state Virginia. That simply means that we are setting a settlement fee that we have defaulted in here, and it can be changed, and I'll show you that on the next page. Some states, through our integration with First American Title, will tell you the exact closing fees, what First American Title would charge for that particular state. So we click Submit Title Products. You can see the arrow is turning while it's pulling in the title fees and the government recording fees from First American Title through our direct integration. This takes about 3 to 7 seconds. So you'll see everything is here where we can add credits or add fees if we need to. Let's just say we were charging points for this rate. Let's go ahead and add that fee. We'll call it a lender fee, call it discount points. And we'll put 1 point in there. Save that, and you'll see now the discount points show up under the lender fees. You could also add a credit at the bottom, and you could say, okay, this is the earnest money deposit. We'll call it EMD. We'll put it's also 1%. Save that, and you'll see that shows up as a credit at the bottom under other fees. So all of these fees are adjustable. You can change them, edit them as needed. And when I mentioned before that First American Title does not give title fees in Virginia, I wanted you to note that this title services fee, $1,000, is something we set for Virginia that is typical of the state. And we can do that for each individual state. But if you said, you know what, with my title insurance company, they're only charging $500, let's change it to $500. So we're going to go ahead and edit that. Save that, and now you can see it's 500. We go to the next page, and this is where you can save the estimate. So this might be for John Doe, and we could call the estimate conventional loan. You could leave what's defaulted in here, 85% LTV, 30-year fixed, or you could say 30-year fixed, 5% down, 15% down option. Okay, we save that. At that point, you can export the PDF. Before I do that, I just want to show you, we have an MI info button. If you click on this, it shows you your quote number with National MI, which you can plug that into the website underneath your login and see that you have an MI cert for this loan already. And that's all dependent on whether you put in accurate information to start with, just like it would be doing it through Encompass or any other loan origination system or going directly to the MI company's websites. So we're going to export this PDF. Takes about 2 seconds. You click on here, there's your PDF. So it shows here is where your company logo is going to be, your picture, your information. You'll see that I named it 30-year fixed, 15% down option. Here's the interest rate, the APR, your monthly payments on the left, your cash to close, transaction details is on the right here. And all of the closing costs and prepaid items are broken down below. So your prepaid items of $3,038.21 are right here. The closing costs of $13,237.59 are on this side, and these two boxes right here. You'll note that the fees paid to the lender is on the left, as well as items required by the lender. So this is where you're going to be able to differentiate yourself from other lenders and say, here's what we're charging. Everything on the right-hand side is going to be the exact same for every single lender that this borrower goes to, because we do not control escrow items as a lender. We don't control title company fees, and we don't control government and recording fees. So they're going to be exactly what they are when the borrower goes to closing. Now let me go back and just show you one other thing I think will be helpful. If you go back to the first page, the details page, click on this button. If you wanted to, you could copy this, same property, now change the price to $525, and we'll go down and we're going to add a loan option for, we're going to copy this loan option that we did, and we're going to do it for the $525. So you'll see that the loan amount, instead of being $425, is now $446,250. So we go to the next page. Everything's all set because the interest rate is copied over as well. It could be changed here. If you had different properties, at that point you could say, I don't want the same taxes and insurance for all properties. You would click no, and you'd put in what you need for property 1 and property 2. For the sake of our example here, we're going to say yes, they're the same. It's the same property, and they're both doing National MI at 0.10. We go to the next page, and we're going to resubmit the title products. You'll notice right here it says in bold, the property or loans have changed since the title fee request was made. Please resubmit to ensure accurate numbers. So we submit that. You'll see the title fees pulling in. Like I said, that's through an integration with First American Title, anywhere between 3 and 5 seconds. We go to the next page. Here's our 30-year fixed 15% down option. We might want to change this to 500K and the second one to 525K. Save those estimates. And before I export the comparison PDF, let me show you. The previous estimate is right there, the one you just did. So let's do the new estimate. That creates a PDF with a comparison sheet showing the two options side by side with your monthly payment, with your cash to close, and a detailed look at each option with your monthly payment, transaction details, all the closing costs broken down for both price points. Let me go back here. If you wanted to see now that we have these PDFs saved, so here's the comparison one, and here's the first one you did. So every time you do a comparison or a PDF and save it, it's going to save here in the generated PDFs. Hopefully this helps you get started. I know it's a long video, but there's a lot more that you can do with this product. Reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions or get on a Teams call with you and show you how you can build your business using this tool. Thank you.